welcome to another Daily Digest video. I'm Merriam. Today I'm playing a deck that Todd Stevens played on his stream a little while ago. It's a cool looking Naya Aggro or Zoo deck, but one that uses or utilizes Traverse the Ulvenwald. So got a lot of cheap enablers for it, some cool tutor targets, two of which we have here in the opening hand, Remorseful Cleric and the Magus of the Moon. But generally just a good beatdown deck backed up by burn spells. So I like having a pretty focused plan, limited toolbox, but all the tools in the toolbox are quite useful. This hand is not great. No one drop is not ideal, and here Traverse doesn't really count as a one drop because I don't really want to find another land. Granted, this deck does not have a lot of ones in it, so being on the play, starting on 2, we have this Magus of the Moon to also take our opponent by surprise, and we have basic forest and Heath can get plains, so we'll be set with our mana. So I think I'll keep. On the draw, I might have mulliganed this. Moderns are so fast that taking turns off in the early game is very punishing. Okay, our opponent has Gemstone Caverns on the draw. Exile a Chalice of the Void, which is interesting. That to me suggests they have another Chalice of the Void in their hand. I cannot imagine being a Gemstone Caverns deck and not wanting to cast Chalice on turn 1, even if it's on the draw, against most decks. So I'm guessing they have another one, and if that's the case, I'm actually just going to turn 1 Traverse. Could get punished for this, but, you know, what are you going to do? I guess I will find... It's either the forest or the plains, for sure. And it doesn't really matter which one we find. I think I'm just going to find forest. Oh, no, I guess they could Blood Moon us here. So why don't I find the plains? There's the determining factor. Though I will be cracking the Heath next turn, both to make Tarmogoyf a little bit bigger and get the second forest before I Stomping Grounds on 3 for Magus. Yeah, there's the Chalice that I suspected was there. Ooh, another Tarmogoyf. Getting this forest is important for not losing Tarmogoyf to the 3 damage instant, like a Lightning Helix if they're red-white prison. Because we have sorcery land right now. Unfortunately, this is not a matchup where this Magus of the Moon is very good. Ooh, our opponent went for the Abrade. They don't know how it interacts. Punished. Okay. I don't actually. Now that I think about it, I don't really want to play Magus of the Moon. This is not going to do anything. I do, however, want to play another Tarmogoyf and a Seal of Fire. Do I want to use the Seal of Fire? Oh, this gets countered. That's fine. I'm not going to kill this Chalice anyway, so I'd still rather get Tarmogoyf's big. Now I've got 2 4/5s, so this is a 3-turn clock, attacking for 4, then 8 twice. I have no idea. They had another dragon and an anger. So they get to draw 2 cards a turn now, and they have a 4/4 flyer. That does not seem very good. And now my ghosts are 5/6s because they discarded a creature. And now they're about to be 6/7s. So big. We're just missing Planeswalker and Tribal. Where are my Tarfires? They have a Scavenger Grounds on the top of their deck. Not very good. And I guess I should attack first. Okay. So they're pretty dead right now. This is going to bring them to 4. I guess I'll play the Cleric. I don't know what card they could draw alongside the Scavenger Grounds that would be good enough. But it's going to have to be real good. Okay. That is the game. So, sideboarding against this deck. Magus of the Moon is coming out. Ancient Grudge will come in. I think Kasali Pride Mage will come in too. Is Gaddock good? So Remorseful Cleric is also likely not very good. Don't think Vexing Devil is that good, and I do want to trim on some of my 1-mana plays because of Chalice of the Void. I think my other cards are all pretty good. We're bringing in all the artifact removal. Kitchen Finks seems okay, I guess, but it does get swept up by Anger of the Gods. I assume my opponent has some like Planeswalkers and stuff, but they played that Dragon. So maybe their big spells are more creature-based. You could also see this Revoker being good if they have Planeswalkers. Gotta bring in one more card. I guess I'll just bring in the Gaddock Teague. It'll shut down everything that Revoker's meant to shut down without me having to know exactly what's in their deck. So, yeah. If we see more in this game, we'll sideboard appropriately for game 3 if necessary, but so far so good. Could like bring in some Kitchen Finks and cut some more 1-drops to protect against Chalice, but I also have Case of the Yawns. I've got 4 answers to Chalice, so that should be enough. Solid Pride Mage should be quite good in this matchup. I'm expecting... normally I would expect Ensnaring Bridge, but again, if they have Avaricious Dragon, then probably not. If their plan is to attack with a 4/4 flyer. 4/4 flyer could be annoying against a lot of my creatures. They're all kind of small. I just happened to draw 2 Tarmogoyfs last game and make them real big. I'm trying to think of ways to get tribal cards and planeswalkers in this deck. I don't know what planeswalker you'd play. I just want to make an 8/9 Tarmogoyf. Is that too much to ask? You definitely play Tarfire. You might want like a mix of Sealfire and Tarfire, right? Like a 2-1 split. Sealfire is cool with Renegade Rallier, I guess. So that's why they went with that one. That makes some sense. How good is this hand? It seems fine. I'm going to be able to play turn 1 Coddle, turn 2 Pride Mage. I've got 4 lands, but one of them cantrips, so it's kind of like a 3-lander. That seems keepable. We're not going to get turn 1 Chalice, so I guess they have Simian Spirit Guide, so we could get turn 1 Chalice. Please don't punish me. Okay, good. One of the nice things about playing against a deck like this is that because they have Chalice, you know they probably don't have Lightning Bolt, so you're not going to lose your turn 1 play when you're on the draw. It's sort of one of the unforeseen downsides of playing a Chalice deck. You don't get this tactical advantage. I guess I should target them. I'm just going to wait on that bauble and target them on their turn. Let's get a Stomping Ground, get some more red mana. And play 2/2. I think I'd rather know the card they are drawing on turn 3 to inform my play on turn 2, given that I've already I'm locked into my play right now. So I'll let them draw. Could lose this Nikado to the brain. Could get Chaliced. This, ooh, nah, they could do anything now. Jeez. Jeez. Turn 2 Chandra. Didn't even have time to Gaddock it. Okay, so let's hope to draw one of our other burn spells here. Oh, geez, they have another Chandra on top. That is no bueno. Okay. Scavenging Ooze. I want to play a creature here, I think, as opposed to suspending the Rift Bolt, because I can just hardcast the Rift Bolt next turn anyway. And I think I would rather... Oh, I'm still on my upkeep. Yeah, I forgot that this was the... Ooh. Well, now I'm definitely going to play Voice, seeing as they can't... They're going to need an instant speed removal spell or a blocker to stop it from killing their Chandra. And if they instant speed the removal spell, we'll get a token out of the deal. That was actually an excellent draw. Forgot that the Ooze was off the bauble. Yeah, Voice is great here. Unless they anger me, I guess. If they anger, then I get to Rift Bolt the Chandra down, and then they play Chandra. That's if they make 2 more land drops. And then I get to double spell to pressure that Chandra. We'll see. We know they have 1 Chandra in hand that they drew this turn. They have 2 other cards. They're making mana. Is this a big blocker? A Koth. When does this mountain stop being... Until end of turn. Okay. So that's not that big of a deal. We're just going to take 4 here and attack down the Chandra. Okay. Ooh. A lightning bolt. You don't say. Well, now I could just deal with the Koth, seeing as I know they have another Chandra in their hand. And that seems better. So, which one of these 2 drops do I want to play alongside the lightning bolt? Not sure what is going to be more important. I think I'll play the Ooze. The Ooze has the potential to attack for the most damage next turn. So we'll get that one into play. Let's bolt this. This does give them the opportunity to draw an extra card off this Chandra next turn, but they don't have a lot of good draws left. We are a little vulnerable right now to an Anger of the Gods. That's something to think about. There's not a lot we can do about that at this point. We just haven't drawn a Tarmogoyf, if our other creatures are small. I'd say these next 2 turns will give me a really good idea of where I am in this game. If they're able to deal with some of my threats and stick one of these 2 Chandras, I could be in trouble. Eidolon of the Great Revel. I'm definitely okay with that. So I think I'm just going to Rift Bolt the Eidolon, exile it, or I guess, yeah, I'm going to exile my own Nacatl because Eidolon is an enchantment for Tarmogoyf later on. So we'll deal with the Eidolon. I'm going to take 1 from Canopy, 2 from Eidolon, go to 8, go back up to 9. Scavenging Ooze will deal with the Chandra, and then Voice can plunk in for 2. And if they don't have Anger next turn, I'll be able to exile the Eidolon to just make Ooze a 4/4, which will be important. So cast this on this. I take 2. Kind of an odd card for them to have in their deck. Just doesn't really match up well in combat, and I don't think dealing some damage to me is that important. Exiling my creature does make a potential Renegade Rallier worse, but I'd rather make Tarmogoyf better, because Rallier will still be fine. And now I feel pretty good, though they have a bunch of spells. They have Chandra, 2 more spells in their hand, just played a 4th land. The Chandra may just come down and deal with the Ooze. Yeah, it's a fancy removal spell. Well, let's deal with the Chandra, and now I guess I'll pop the Canopy. See what I draw. Ooh, that was an excellent draw. That is what I wanted. The Canopy turns on Revolt, and now we get back this Scavenging Ooze and have a very significant board, so they really need Anger. And if they had it, I believe they would have used it by now. I guess there's a chance we get burned out here. We are at 7. There's another land. That's a good sign. That means they did draw an Anger here. Sarkin. Surprising that they would play the land and not just discard it. Ooh, they have an Avaricious Dragon. Okay. That is actually really scary. I was going to say, we don't have a lot of good answers to a 4/4, but drawing another burn spell there was, as they say, the perfect. So let's cast this on the dragon. And then we'll be able to 4 that, or 3 them and 4 the Sarkin with this attack, so perfect split. So this is just like a Scred Dragon thing, but without the Screds, but more of a Prism aspect. So let's attack them with that one. There's now 2 creatures in the graveyard, so they don't draw Anger this turn. We'll be able to ooze up to 4/4. Oh god, no. No, not the Anger! No! Okay, they're spending more mana. What is this, like Walking Ballista? There's another dragon? What's going on here? Chandra, okay. That is acceptable. This, again, might kill the Ooze if they... Yeah, good call on their part. This sets them up to stabilize with an Anger. They're going to lose their Chandra regardless. Okay. 7/8 Tarmogoyf. We're so close. We just need Tribal. We just need Tribal. This one can attack Chandra. This one can attack the opponent. That'll bring them to 11. So I'm just going to play both creatures. I'm not that scared of an Anger anymore because I drew the Tarmogoyf. And yeah, now if they draw like an Abrade, dealing with the Rallier, still leaves me with lethal damage. And they are dead. Whew, okay. Well, pretty impressive display from our deck there. Won through a Chalice of the Void in game 1 with some powerful 2 and 3 mana spells. a pretty long string of very good draws there in game two. The turn they played Sarkin into Dragon with no cards left in hand. The Dragon was going to blank my board pretty easily, um, and or come close to it at least, and then draw them a bunch of cards, and they probably would have found some good stuff and maybe pulled ahead. But the burn spell there was especially good, and then the Tarmogoyf to help play around anger. Uh, just a really strong sequence of draws. The weakness of Rift Bolt that you often see didn't really harm us. Just being a 3-mana sorcery was fine. Um, really, really good at enabling giant Tarmogoyfs. 2-mana 7/8 is quite a card. I gotta say that Tarmogoyf has sort of lost a lot of stature in modern since the printing of Gurmag Angler and Fatal Push. So we don't see much of it anymore these days, but in this deck it is quite good, as was Voice of Resurgence. So real good selection on the creatures when you have some options there. Didn't really get to see the Traverse package come in, but the cards that enabled Delirium made Tarmogoyf gigantic, which was great. So pretty sweet deck there. We're able to run Roughshod over our Dragon's opponent, and hope you enjoyed watching it, and you can come back and see me on Monday. Bye.